Bigfoot is the most well-known cryptid out there in today's modern media. You can ask your grandmother about Bigfoot and most likely they'll know what the hell you are talking about. Bigfoot is just something that everyone has heard about at least once in their lifetime. There are people out there that believe in the existence of the ever-elusive Sasquatch, believing that they roam the woods, waiting for a casual hiker to prey upon. Whether they exist or not is up for debate. But we are not here to talk about whether they exist or not. Today, we delve into my favorite Sasquatch films. Today, we take a look at 3 films that have to do with Sasquatch. We'll start from the bottom of the list and work our way to the top. But before we dive in, let me give you a little information about Bigfoot, just in case you are not familiar with the creature that zoologists know as a cryptid. A cryptid is an animal that is claimed to exist but never proven to exist. Bigfoot falls under that category as a creature that people, like zoologists, believe are real. Bigfoot is described to be a large, muscular, bipedal ape-like creature with brownish red fur. They stand pretty tall, standing at around 6 to 9 feet in height. Most people know Bigfoot from the Patterson-Gimlin film, but Bigfoot dates further back than the 1967 film. Indigenous cultures across the North American continent drew on rocks, depicting a bipedal ape creature that resembles what we know, or what we now know as Bigfoot. So, if you didn't know what Bigfoot was, now you know. Now, we can move on to my favorite horror movies about Sasquatch. The first movie we have on our list is Hoax, directed by Matt Allen. The story is about an investigative team that travels deep into the remote Colorado wilderness after some young campers are viciously murdered by what may be Sasquatch. They are there to shoot a Bigfoot documentary, but something goes wrong when people at the campsite begin to go missing. This film is a fun one. I thoroughly enjoyed this one and highly recommend it. There isn't really much to say about this one other than the ending was pretty good. Next, we have Primal Rage, directed by Patrick McGee. This one takes place deep in the Pacific Northwest, where Ashley and Max Carr become lost in a forest where a mysterious creature dwells. They soon find themselves in a fierce fight for survival against a terrifying beast that may be the legendary Bigfoot. Now, this one was pretty brutal. If you like brutal Sasquatch films, I highly recommend this one. But be forewarned, there is some sensitive subjects later on in the film that may deter some people from liking this film. I myself thoroughly enjoyed this one. It was a different take on Bigfoot and I enjoyed it a lot. Finally, we have Exist, directed by Eduardo Sanchez. This one is about 5 friends who travel to a remote cabin in the woods and plan to record their entire weekend. Their party plans are quickly ruined, though, when they realize the property is in the middle of Bigfoot's territory, and it is not happy to have trespassers. This film is by far my favorite Bigfoot movie. I loved everything about this movie. I loved the found footage aspect of it. I loved the acting. I loved the simple storyline. I just loved this film a lot. If you were to only watch one of these films, I highly recommend you watch this one. I feel like it doesn't get enough love that it deserves, honestly. So there you have it. This has been my favorite Bigfoot movies. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are interested in reading a great Bigfoot story, I can only recommend 2 books to you, as that is all that I've read so far in regard to Sasquatch books. First, I like to recommend author Armin Rosamilia's book, The Beast. This is a coming-of-age story about kids whose town is being terrorized by a bloodthirsty Sasquatch. Such a great book. Then I have to recommend author Jeff Strand's book, Dweller. This is another coming-of-age story that takes place through the life of a guy who befriends a Sasquatch. This one was amazing as well. And that is it for me. I'm Spooky Noodles. I hope you have a great day and a spooky night. I'll catch you in the next video, y'all, so peace out.